Hello, welcome and welcome back. This is Jacob and today we are gonna be continuing the Let's Play for Reverse 1999. So then, last time we dipped our toes here into the Farewell and Rayashki story, and today we're gonna be keeping on going from where we left off last time. But yeah, so far this story is very interesting together with its premise. I mean, a town on the fringes essentially that was a mining town, now without a resource, or barely with any resource left that it was mining. And a people that are about to be displaced to, well, completely different locations around around the place. Yeah, that's definitely a struggle. But yeah, the story is very interesting, the setting is interesting, and the characters are all quirky and fun, so this will definitely be an interesting story to continue and see how it's gonna develop. But yeah, like I was speculating last time as well, Rayashki is definitely based on one of the many towns in reality that was pretty much just built to mine a resource, and then the moment the resource was run dry, it got abandoned. But yeah, specifically Rayashki is apparently, like you guys said, based on the town of Pyramiden, which is a town that was built on the Norwegian archipelago of Svalbard by Sweden in 1910, and then sold to the Soviet Union in 1927, I believe it was, if I'm not misremembering the year right now. You guys are gonna see it on the screen anyway, I'm gonna post a picture there. But yeah, the town ran until apparently 1998, and then it was closed down properly. And as of very recent, they started to try to build town as a tourist destination because of the buildings all being pretty much well preserved, and you know, ghost town tourism is a thing. It's still probably a bit hard to reach the whole thing, considering its location, but probably a worthwhile trip to go and see the place. And yeah, a funny blurb that I remember from the wiki article that I was reading on it. Apparently in summertime there is at least 6 people living on the island or in the town itself, and all those 6 people are just caretakers. Well, at least there's some kind of perma population there, even if it's just maybe for summer periods. But yeah, very nice. I like when towns like that don't get completely abandoned, but people actually do something with them in reality. I mean, the things that I was thinking about last time was the sheer amount of towns in the USA that were built during the gold fever, and everybody digging around for the gold. Gold. Sorry. But yeah, digging around for the gold, and once no gold was around, all of those towns that came up, that were built up overnight, essentially just pretty much were left abandoned, and because of the climate in the US, they pretty much just deteriorated very quickly. But yeah, Rayashki is definitely an interesting place, and I'm definitely looking forward to how this story is gonna keep on going. A couple of you said that the story for Vila, the character story, is pretty much a sequel, essentially, to the story, and it concludes the Rayashki story properly. Interesting. But I also saw, interesting, and not the first time that I'm gonna encounter one of those. Interesting as well, one of you pointed out that the story for Vila, apparently the story that is here in game will leave a bit of a wrong impression on Vila's race, essentially, that she's from, but that they apparently posted better detail as to how her race is or something in Utu. Okay, interesting that they did it this way, huh? However, I will say, if there's a video that I can maybe watch, or if it's just on the wiki page that I can read about it, because I obviously do not have the character of Vila. So I can't check anything in-game specifically, but if there is like a wiki page entry or something that I can read about that when we get to Vila's story, do tell me in the comments as well, so I know in advance, so I can, when I get to do her character story, and once I finish her character story, I can actually, you know, just open up like the wiki page for her or something and read through that very quickly, because I would actually like to see the proper explanation as to what what she is, and so on and so forth. But yeah, that is that. And also, thank you guys very much for answering my question of the next patch that is gonna be coming around 2.7. If it's fine to do the story as it is without any kind of other story beforehand. Apparently it is so, and apparently from what one of you guys specifically said, 2.7 is like a prequel story to a story that was already in the game, so cool. Very cool. I guess I'm gonna get to do the prequel before I do the story that was released in the chronological order, so that's fine by me. If it's a prequel, I don't think I'm gonna be losing out too much on anything. But yeah, 2.7 is around the corner. Once that gets added into the game, we're obviously finishing Rayashki completely with the character stories and everything, and watching trailers and stuff like always. I will be doing the Zeno anecdote before I jump into 2.7 though, because I do want to see what's happening in there. Also, speaking of Zeno, as one of you reminded me, Zeno nowadays, as we know Zeno from the main story, or at least what I experienced from Zeno in the main story so far, they are a pretty powerful organization with apparently ample resources for whatever they're doing. But here they're being presented as kind of struggling themselves as well, which is a very interesting detail to keep in mind, of course. I was already kind of speculating on the way it was presented on that this story might be like also serving as an explanation where Zeno will get their kind of big beef of power essentially, but obviously I don't know that yet. That was just in my head last time already, the way they were presented, so we'll see. We'll see. I'm expecting that they're gonna discover something below the town that's gonna both bolster the town and bolster the Zeno forces in general, so we'll see. I don't know if, but I kind of have a speculation here that Rayashki, unlike its real-world counterpart, will not be abandoned. I have a dumb feeling there has been foreshadowing. But yeah, speaking of the comments, on the previous episode, XG417 said, "Finally, farewell Rayashki. I've been waiting for you to do this event. It's been my #1 favorite event of the entire game for a long while, and currently competing with 2.5 for that spot. Once you get to experience all of it, character stories and all, you'll get to see why. One of Reverse's best right before Vertin came out. Soundtrack was so on point too. Since you're doing this now, I suppose it's a good place to remind you to do the Zeno faction anecdote once you finish this event. Hey." But yeah, I'm gonna be doing that, no worries. For this part, Note 7 hits hard. Being shown appreciation for what you do, especially when you went for so long without anyone recognizing your efforts, is such an overwhelming feeling. Oh, do I know that? Oh, do I know that? But yeah, anyway. You can hear and feel it in Windsong's reaction. Phenomenal VA work from Yelizaveta Sorkin, by the way. It's one of the moments in this whole event where I've truly connected with Windsong and made me go from being indifferent and somewhat cautious of her character to absolutely loving her. Watching this again made me remember how Pasolo got done dirty by not giving him a model like the other kids. I think I was saying something about that the last time I was recording as well. How the other two kids got their models, but for some reason Pasolo is just a JPEG in the corner. It's kind of funny. At least they show him in like the big CGs where, you know, townsfolk and the kids are present, so he's there. But for some reason he did not get a 2D model. It's kind of hilarious. But yeah, also what you said about Windsong, I was definitely also initially kind of cautious of her, like mentally cautious, because I didn't know her allegiance or anything, what she's gonna be about. I mean, her outfit kind of also spoke a tiny bit military to me, so I didn't know if there's gonna be some Zeno nonsense going on. Maybe there is some Zeno nonsense going on with her. We'll see as this continues, but yeah, that metal scene where the kids were giving her the rewards and everything and were praising her essentially, was definitely very wholesome. definitely so far definitely a very, very good little moment in this story, especially for her as a character. And I have a dumb feeling that that scene will be like the pivotal point of Windsong probably trying to very, very hard fight for the city to stay and the people to keep their homes essentially. But we'll see. But yeah, anyway, XG, thank you very much for the comment. But yeah, anyhow, let's continue, shall we? So, the Ode of Factory. A symphony of steel forged by hard heads and furnaces. Okay, Windsong surrounded by the kids. We're continuing from where we left off, I guess. Yeah, she's definitely gonna have some strong connection to the town now. Children's Square. Rayashki.
I'm happy that you let us show you around, Miss Windsong. We haven't had many other visitors here since the critters started coming near the town.
Oh.
I met the blind lady once. She always smiles, and she has a pretty typewriter. Vila said she's a writer.
Alright, sorry, I was smacking my thighs. Immediately. Okay, so, oh, yeah, right. One of you said that, yeah, I was correct, that the voice actor at the beginning of the story was indeed Besmert, talking about her visit to the town. So, okay, this is pretty much confirmation that she was here. Okay.
The writer has been to many towns, and she fills up her papers with so much ink, just like I do. So, I made a drawing for her too.
Oh, apparently as well, the voice actor for Avgust here is apparently an actual child, which I'll believe, quite honestly, because you can, a lot of times you can tell when, you know, for usually the principle being for male children, like, I don't know, the age of 5, 6, 7, roughly put, it doesn't have to be actual stuff, but usually in these types of stories, a male child that is very young gets voiced, especially in Japanese, gets voiced by a female voice actor. So, but what I'm trying to say is, you can usually tell that it's an adult doing it, despite how much they can sound like a child. So, Avgust here definitely sounds like he's being voiced by an actual child, or someone who is very close in age. But yeah, anyway.
And she promised us that she will tell more people to come visit Rayashki.
Will people from other places like it here?
Images bounce around in Avgust's mind, just out of grasp.
What about your other visitors?
I remember they had green and red rectangular paper, and some shiny cookies in their hands.
Green and red rectangular paper? That sounds familiar, and I cannot, for the love of me right now, remember from where.
They tried to trade us their silly papers so they could take our cans and things. They never wanted to work with their own hands. And Rayashki doesn't like lazy bones.
On this, the children's heads bob in agreement. Windsong says nothing.
Miss Windsong, Pitcher got all of us together last night, and we read for our How to Be a Good Tour Guide guide. So, we can guide you.
The guide for a guide.
Miss Windsong is just a bit strange. She's not lazy.
The child hides his face, but the blush on his cheeks reaches up to his ears. Aww.
This time, I want borscht, blinchik, and oladji.
Oh, borscht. Yes.
Let's not hurry on to our rewards, Avgust. We haven't helped Miss Windsong yet.
Poor Posono.
Oh, Like,
Avgust gets very easily distracted, doesn't he? Figures, large and small, pass deftly through the once tightly sealed iron door, arriving at the only factory left whose lock has not yet rusted over. Oh god, so much rust!
Good to see out our little factory, Miss Windsong.
Hello, sir.
The kids have told me that you want to learn more about the history of Rayashki and the strange things that have happened in the past, yes?
I do. But would that be going against any rules?
Most certainly not, miss. We're not some stubborn old goats that dismiss people for asking questions.
Alright. He strides forward.
In fact, I'm relieved. It will be much easier to talk to you than that bitter fellow from Zeno. He came to the factory with his armed squad, took a quick look around, and left even without a polite farewell. Like a whiff of cold breeze, that one.
Damn this music. But yeah, the music so far is very on point, I love it. All the, like, East European, Russian themed music that is in this is very good.
These old, outdated machines and hundreds of workers, young and old, each one a mouth to be fed. They are certainly not a pretty sight to the eyes of that greedy hyena.
A pathetic number-crunching cretin.
The whispered insult creeps up to her listener's ear.
I am starting to like you, miss. We would have much to talk about, perhaps over a drink. If only I didn't have to get on with my work.
Somehow, I have a dumb feeling that that sentence was also addressed towards herself. A curious look around goes beyond the hard laboring workers. Tightly sealed doors and a thick layer of dust on aging machinery paint a less than optimistic picture.
You can see what's going on here, right? Don't feel sorry for us. Zeno might no longer need this ore processing factory, but we can make use of what's left of it. Once we get rid of the critters, we can arrange for other minerals or materials to be shipped to Rayashki for processing.
He rubs his hands together, leaning against the shell of a rusted machine.
It is a shame we wasted so much of our good years, never preparing for these bad times. If those strange little monsters weren't there, we might be able to return to our mines. Then we'd really be able to turn things around.
If there's anything left in the mines. Mines are one thing, but the deeper you dig, the more dangerous it's gonna become.
About these mining sites.
Her notebook flutters rapidly, its pages turning as fast as a rolling flame.
Mr. Knut, have you ever found anything there, other than runium ore?
Also, by the way, very funny, I didn't specifically look up the voice actress outside of reading her name from what you guys said, but her name definitely sounds like Russian adjacent, at least. But when she speaks, she almost has no accent. So that's kind of fascinating.
Never. I know those sites like the back of my own hand. I've never seen any other minerals of any worth there.
I don't think she's asking about minerals. The rugged man seems to catch her disappointment, and far quicker than she'd expect.
But give it some time, miss. Well, give me some time. Just a few months ago, back when Zeno were still keen to work with us and not just ship us away, I remember they found some strange little pebbles.
Oh?
Dark pebbles that were stuck in the clothes of those little monsters.
Oh?
Zeno soon sent out some troops and caught all the monsters. They didn't leave a single one behind.
Uh-huh.
We never heard about those pebbles again, nor have we found more of them in the mines. And you know the rest. Now we've exhausted the runium, and more strange-looking critters have appeared. So it's not safe to go back there. We left them completely deserted.
I will not lie, the moment he started speaking about strange little pebbles, did he say specifically that they're like dark or something? Dark pebbles, yeah. My mind immediately went to Originium. The rock cancer.
Please take a look at this, Mr. Knut.
Windsong sketches fervently as Knut lumbers towards her with a curious eye.
No, their claws were thicker than a polar bear's.
Jesus. Oh, these things.
But these are closer. These monsters had much larger teeth. They almost look like old mining picks.
Jeez.
And no ears.
Could they be some kind of hoituk?
Yes, this one looked just like the creatures.
If that's true, then it may be another big fish that has come here to feed.
It is true. You can ask around. Many of the other workers have seen it.
So, the color of a hoituk is bright yellow, and that matches with these bright yellow lines I've traced here on the map. They are burrowing animals, often living as deep as 50 meters underground, so if they were here, that must mean...
Uh-huh. Were they stirred up by the mining?
that there must be some undiscovered resource here.
Oh, like a natural cave somewhere deep underground that hasn't been hit yet by the miners with a natural resource. The corners of her mouth curl as she mutters the words.
Talk of undiscovered resources would be music to our ears, miss.
I don't want to get your hopes up. It's still too early to draw any conclusions.
Yet the corner of your mouth is suggesting the opposite.
I must be cautious before confirming there really is a new resource. Nonetheless, it's a silver lining. Thank you, Mr. Knut.
Think nothing of it, miss. Maybe one day you and your research will return the favor.
Maybe one day, instead of mining this resource that sounds like uranium, we will find actual uranium.
I will, if I can.
She reaches out a hand, and he shakes it heartily with warm strength.
I hope your work here can be resumed shortly.
Don't worry about us. We will find a way to drive those critters away and start production once again. We have all our brothers and sisters with us, and these machines still run perfectly. As long as we continue to put in our best effort, there's no reason why things won't get better.
He pats the trembling, coughing machine with affection, like embracing an old friend. Good old Russian engineering, sturdy, and if it doesn't work, you smack it with a wrench.
Is this exceptionally positive spirit common with the people here?
Well, can't blame us for that. There are very few places in the world like Rayashki. Here, everyone earns their food and their rest through working hard together. Then outside of work, ice hockey, learning courses, even music lessons. Not everyone is as lucky as us. That is why we won't let Rayashki die.
Yeah, they are a very tightly knit community. Knut's voice rises as if singing.
With busy hands and open hearts, Rayashki will live on. It will grow stronger, glowing as brightly as these furnaces.
Something brilliant indeed burns within those furnaces. A product greater than any ore or slag, emerging from the melding of purpose and sweat. The pen that stopped stirs once again. But this time she seems to be sketching out something far harder to picture.
I have to say, But Ayashki is truly a curious place.
Windsong mutters to herself.
It has a spirit which I've never found elsewhere. Yes. Perhaps that's what was missing from the study of ley lines in the past.
Well, that was a gurgle who is hungry. An odd sound interrupts her contemplation. The sunflower pats against the boy's belly.
Miss Windsong, would you like to meet Mr. Patrick?
Patrick Star? SpongeBob. The friendly bear Newt nods with an understanding smile.
It's time to go to the canteen, boys and girls. Eat well, and you'll grow strong. Patrick knows how to feed you well. He's the best cook in town. But I would suggest you be careful with that one, if you don't want to get stuck with his endless chatter all night.
I have never been to the canteen. I stayed out of that area in my previous visits to avoid unwanted trouble.
Well, time to visit.
Forward to Comrade Blinche.
That's correct, stretchy, miss. I look forward to hearing good news from you.
Nice. Newt waves them off before settling back into his world of metal. The churning and wheezing of machinery replacing words. The way they were talking about the factory and everything, I immediately flashed back to playing Frostpunk. Anyway, the canteen buzzes with the din of workers. The children weave through the busy hall, leading Windsong by the hand.
This is our canteen.
Very interesting environment, but very rustical. I like the mural in the back.
We play hide and seek here when we're hungry. Comrade stew and potato piroshki are always the easiest to find. We're not very clever at hiding, but Comrade Blinchik is very good at the game.
Uh-huh.
He can only be found at dinners on Friday.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
We have good food, like mashed potatoes and boiled potatoes and potato stew.
It's all potatoes.
Mr. Patrick said a good cook can turn even simple ingredients into delicious food.
Not saying the potatoes are not good. Potatoes are amazing and can be prepared in so many ways. But when you're explaining your best dishes of the town and you go like potato, 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 oh boy. Nina casts a glance around her before she speaks softly.
The grown-ups are so kind to us. Sometimes they give us their cheese and salad, so they only have potatoes to eat.
Aww.
Don't cry, Nina. Remember when you shared your lenka with everyone? When we grow up, it'll be our turn to help the grown-ups with our potatoes.
Aww. These kids. There is an awareness in them, a gravity few children possess at their age. Thankfully, some do retain their blissful innocence.
We also have the Tin Hat Festival, when they give us metal hats with food in them.
Avgust, it's called a Workers' Festival. We have it every month. Everyone must sit in a circle in the canteen and sing songs, and Miss Vila plays the accordion for us.
Uh-huh.
We each get a can of food in it. Sometimes it's a shonka, sometimes it's salad, sometimes sprouts.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and after the Tin Hat Festival, we would bury our tin hats in the ground. Yellow ones, red ones, and white ones. Then tiny trees will come out from them next year.
I have told you many times, they are not tin seeds, and they don't grow into trees. They are just tin cans. We only bury them so they won't pollute the snow.
Ah, okay. The subject of their debate flips a hidden switch in Windsong's mind. The revelation flicking into light.
Piles of tin cans. Food.
Is that attracting the critters, probably? She unfolds the LEY energy map, pointing to the last blurred area of interwoven lines and traces. Yeah, I was
Those
questioning.
empty cans you mentioned. Did you store them here?
Yeah, I was already thinking, like, there were so many, like, these blurbs that looked weird on the map. Again, I think I was even mentioning this last time, that it looks like out of place or like something was erased almost out of that spot.
Oh, I know this place. That's where the adults dug a big hole. They put some things inside. It's covered up with rocks and ice now.
Okay.
Yes, Pasono is right. That's where the grown-ups put all our old metal after they make them into little cubes.
Uh-huh.
Miss Vila said it helps keep our town and the whole region clean.
Uh-huh.
Why? What's wrong with that place?
I'm thrilled. There must be lots of big fish left to be found around there. If I can write a report and provide a practical plan, maybe I can get I could request reinforcements.
Uh-huh. Huh. She halts, swallowing back the unfriendly name.
Yay! School trip! School trip!
This is no trip, children. I'm not going there for a hike. You must stay in town and be good. That goes for every one of you. Understood?
Her resolution fails before she even finishes. The children's protests rise in a discordant chorus, drowning out all other surrounding sounds, only to be matched by the static fizz of an announcement. Uh-oh. Here comes Bertold. Windsong clutches at a thin straw of salvation.
Shh! Quiet, kids!
Attention, please. Tomorrow at 8 in the morning, we will be holding our final hearing. In this meeting, we hope to finalize our next steps and answer any remaining questions. We look forward to seeing you there.
Okay, Bertold. I'm sure that will go smooth. Okay. Oh, the kids are definitely gonna follow her to whatever she's discovering right now. I wonder what that will lead to. What's the purpose of that buried metal then? In her mind, at least. Okay, heavier than knowledge. This place is already overflowing with treasures. Please bring something more substantial. Maybe the stuff that they buried got somehow turned into something else by the environment? Bertold leans back in his armchair, casting a fleeting glance forward before his head falls.
What's this? Are you planning on getting a job with Zeno too?
Huh?
It says here you've been staying in this town for months, but it seems you're not on our list for potential recruitment from Ryashki.
Okay. The smile on his face remains as affably saccharine as ever. That's some way to describe a facial expression.
I should remind you, for you researchers, what you produce tells much more about you than your efforts.
Good God.
That's precisely why I'm here.
He's not wrong, but still.
Go on.
He finally deigns to raise his head up.
Based on the recent investigations, I'm confident that there is a new energy source in the area that has yet to be discovered.
And that's it? We already believed there was something here when we sent you out in the first place.
Okay, so they definitely hired her to survey the area. Okay, that speculation was correct.
You were sent here to find it. Instead, all you do is confirm what we already knew.
But you said that perpetual energy was just a myth, didn't you?
Of course it wasn't just a myth, lady. Why else would we ask you to investigate here in the first place?
Perpetual energy. Okay. Windsong gives a frown that slips, quite intentionally, into a scowl.
Do you have anything else to report?
No, but I do need your help. I will need an armed squad to come with me to the mining sites so that I can continue my investigations into this subject. I'm afraid I don't know how long it will take. It also depends on the number of soldiers you can spare for the task.
You have a terrible sense of humor.
I'm not being funny. You want more research on the new resource too, don't you?
Miss Windsong, do you really think this is even a remotely reasonable request? Critters are running rampant in the area, and you demand help to verify what is, as far as I can see, a highly questionable conclusion. Why should I waste Zeno's time and resources on this?
Because Zeno needs it?
Not to mention, putting the lives of our soldiers at risk.
If you have doubts, please take a look at these files.
The researcher dives her hands into her bag but is met with a wave of dismissal.
And let me guess, you learned all this from your study of ley lines?
Yep, and that's why he is so distrustful of her. He doesn't see potential in the ley line stuff. Yep.
To date, the theory of ley lines has neither been approved by the Arcane Study Review Association, nor accepted by the Project Assessment of Human Science and Technology. It has 0 academic achievements, 0 endorsements, and aside from the questionable example in front of me, 0 researchers.
Wow. Wow. He has an attitude. Somehow I also believe that by the end of this story, there's gonna be quite the accolades for ley line studies.
That's all only a temporary setback.
Ms. Windsong, I sympathize with the awkward situation I have put you in. However, Zeno simply cannot afford to waste resources on a proposal without any solid evidence.
You know, I'm trying to think right now, if they have so many reservations towards the study of ley lines and they don't really see it as actual science and yada yada, why even hire Windsong then in that case? If she's gonna be using ley lines, I mean, she is a surveyor and everything for the land and stuff, but if she's primarily a ley line researcher and they don't really respect that field of science, well, yet to be recognized properly science, why even hire her? Are you guys really that strapped for money and resources and connections? Maybe that's it?
I will give you something. All I need is a bit of help up front, I promise.
The look in his eyes is glazed, bored, but Windsong does not falter.
Did you not come here to deal with these critters? Then what's the fuss about? Can't you deal with them while accompanying me to these mining sites as well?
Bertold's eyes widen, now glazed as he rises. He paces silently, drifting at first, then proceeding to the windowsill.
I'm afraid you've got our intentions altogether wrong.
The windows close tightly, sealing the last whispers of wind from the outside. Yeah, but I think they're here just to
Zeno is here for one thing only. A source of perpetual energy.
Yeah.
This is what you have been tasked to find, with the resources you were given. We won't approve any further requests until you have a solid lead. We aren't paying you for a charity mission.
So then you never planned on controlling the critters here? The squad you brought here was to control the town?
Yep. I mean, if he literally came here with the announcement, hey, we're gonna be moving you guys out of this town because you have no value for no value here where you are right now anymore. Yeah, he's gonna come with an armed squad to the thief just to keep riots from happening.
A force sufficient to deal with the critters would have attracted unwanted attention from our rivals. It is not in our interests to share this town or its resources. I'm sure you can see that.
So even if we do find the resource for you, you won't leave this town or its people alone.
We're talking about the ultimate energy source of Arcanum. Do you think we will just walk away and leave it to be squandered by a bunch of ignorant peasants and miners?
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Bertolt's smile fades like a bad aftertaste.
What we are going to do with Ryashki should be of no concern to you. We have made every arrangement for them.
Oh, I think you're a bit too late. I think everything is now of very much concern to her.
We aren't monsters. Before the final decision is made, we will continue to help the locals as much as we can, including you.
Before the wild-eyed researcher can voice her dissent, Bertolt steers the conversation with well-practiced ease. Wordlessly, he draws out an attractive-looking document and slides it across the table toward her.
Is this?
You seem surprised. Isn't it what you have always wanted?
A Zeno recommendation for something?
With Zeno's endorsement, you will be able to teach your program in any university.
Oh!
We have prepared this gesture of our good faith in you.
That is quite the bribe.
Now, it's your turn to show yours. Forget about an armed squad. They have more important things to do. You're on your own, my friend. But prove to us that you can do this job and bring us the best answer you can give.
The pale lettered... The pale letterhead stings Windsong's fingertips.
And this piece of paper will be yours when you complete your mission.
I understand.
See that you do. Good luck out there, Miss Windsong.
Nice. What a nice guy. What a very nice guy. Deep footprints, now half buried in fresh snow, trace the path of the researcher's determined march behind her. Abandoned mine, Ryashki. Is she now going alone there? Her courage, passion, and body temperature rapidly cooling against the blizzard.
Was I out of my mind? He was just trying to get me out of his office. He threw a carrot out of the window and I chased right after it like a blinded mule. Still.
Her hand lingers on the paper nestled within her pocket.
Maybe this carrot is too good to let go.
With a sigh of resignation, she reaches deeper.
Focus. Once I fill the gaps in my data, I will be able to pitch it to Zeno, and all subsequent research won't be a problem anymore. The primary food sources for Hoytuk are raw minerals underground. Those processed metals only keep them from starving to death. They wouldn't have gone across any icy ocean just to gnaw on old equipment and trash. All I need to do is find a trace of their activities so that I can learn about their current conditions, and from there, locate their other food sources. Stay calm. Hoytuk are gentle creatures. They rarely attack humans. I just need to be cautious.
Her internal struggles will have to wait, as more practical problems loom larger. The blizzard has covered almost everything, leaving a few cans to poke out, rattling along with the wind.
All right, change of direction. If I were to look down instead of looking forward, maybe I should scan the area and follow where the ley energy is leading, just like I did at Silbury Hill. Of course, I hope the outcome will be different this time.
She surveys the expanse of boundless snow.
Before all that, I need to clear out this place.
Time for a battle.
Это числа и черты.
Also, I like that little effect.
Природа — это мозаика цветов.
The soil churns in slurry waves along the seashore. Oh. Hoituk! The soil churns in slurry waves along the seashore, a mix of mud, snow, and stone. A violent resonance spreads beyond it, one to which she is completely unaware. Clearly, these creatures harbor some discontent at these scars on their land.
Shoot. Now I've done it.
Kinda.
Those vestigial digging teeth. The 3 fingers long tearing teeth. These are not Hoytuk.
They bare their teeth and claws in a rhythmic way, like a primitive pre-feeding ritual.
These scaled wings must be for swimming. Then you must be... Mutant Kikituk from the Olga area. You should be at the Olga Strait hunting for migrating salmon and whales, not here.
Oh, so yeah, why are they here? The Kikituks can no longer contain themselves and pounce towards Windsong. Now we battle. So yeah, why would you be here? That's a good question. Scaly winged Kikituk, huh? A mutant of the Kikituk that thrives in the Olgar Strait. It has a large mouth and sharper teeth, making it more formidable and ravenous than its predecessor. Glutton incarnate, voracious devourer, and ravenous glutton. Nice attacks. Let's see you guys.
All the essentials for writing poetry. You, me.
They look almost like killer whales, don't they? Yeah, actually, yeah, they look pretty much like killer whales. That's kind of funny. And deleted in one go.
Done a good job. Now, may I have a hand towel?
Sure. Windsong sits slumped on the ground, gasping for air. Their fury has not yet abated. The creatures hold their ground.
Why would you come here? What inspired you to trek across the ocean just to hunt for humans?
Tasty meat? I don't know. Her aggressors show no sign of understanding. They inch closer, drool dripping from their mouths.
It seems while their claws and teeth have degraded, their reflex is much quicker than a Hoytuk's.
Holy hell, that was so aggressive. That was so much more aggressive censoring than usual. Hold on, I need to hear that again.
They perceived my approach even though I used my ley line reader as a dampener. It seems while...
Whoa, that is so aggressive. That is way more aggressive than usual. Oh, a rumble, a distant than near, drowns out her sigh. That's a bullet. A gunshot hammers out nearby, the shot landing on one of the snarling Kikituk. The bolt is drawn back. The familiar sound sends another scurrying away. Who the hell is shooting? Oh, Evgeny!
Get out of here! I'll cover you!
More gunfire thunders over and over until the last Kikituk abandons their position.
Thank you, sir.
Damn, nice job, Evgeny. Composing herself, the researcher immediately returns to her work.
Evgeny, the kids told me about a can pile. Is it nearby?
Can pile?
What are you even doing here, buddy? I know this is an all abandoned mine and everything, but what the hell are you even doing here? He furrows his brow, motioning with his eyes to some hilly snowdrifts nearby.
They must be talking about our waste metal. I'm afraid it's gone, Miss Windsong. Maybe animals dug it all out, or maybe those little monsters ate it.
Oh, interesting.
Do you know if that happened before or after the Runian mines ran dry?
I'm not sure.
Evgeny's brow furrows again, this time casting a surveying glance at her scattered instruments.
You shouldn't be here. There's nothing of value to find in this place.
I'm starting to believe that this guy is hiding something that is here.
And you're not supposed to be using this arcane equipment here either. We have a better way to deal with these fierce little monsters. What you're doing will just attract more of them.
Okay. His statement rattles her.
You can drive away the Kikituks?
Not anymore. We don't have much left to fight them off with. Zeno didn't bring any equipment for our team, let alone any weapons.
What were you using them before?
Go. Leave before it's too late.
Huh. He carefully checks the rifle in his hand.
What if I don't want to just give up?
Yevgeny slows down, making his inspection come across as even more deliberate.
I've seen your residence application. You say you are a researcher. Then you should be clever enough not to go down a fruitless and dangerous path.
Damn, that is kind of like a threat, buddy.
I admit that what I am doing here is reckless, and maybe I'm just motivated by my own selfish interests, but I can't just walk away from my commitments. You have lived in Ryashki for a long time. You know what commitment means here much better than I do.
There is a shift in his face as he turns away from her.
I won't give it up so easily. Just like the people here won't give away their land like nothing.
It's stubbornness. That's all. They should have gone to other places and put their talents to good use, rather than staying here to fight for nothing.
Oh, you know what? You know what? I'm starting to have a better feeling now of what this guy might be doing. But again, just a feel. Pardon, just a feeling. He might be aware of what is here, like the power source that everybody is searching for. He might even know where it actually is. But because he thinks that if people just stay here, nothing will change for them, he's maybe trying to get the populace to leave, to find better life elsewhere in better climate in general.
Is that why you gave away the town so easily to Zeno? Do you really even know your neighbors?
I have lived and worked together with them for decades. Don't be ridiculous. I agree with Zeno's perspective.
I've been to many places, and I have encountered many people like you. Stuck-up leader types. Making decisions on behalf of other people because it's what's good for them.
And they should listen, just as you should now.
He braces the rifle as he motions her back and scans the near horizon.
It's my responsibility to protect everyone, to do right by them. I will make them see it tomorrow at the hearing.
Yeah, I'm definitely starting to have a feeling of he knows something that the other people of Ryashki don't know. But he wants them to see that they need to move away. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. The only days left. Can life still go on? Okay, yeah, everybody's present. Time for the big hearing, huh? Ooh, boy. This will probably go very well. People's Square, Ryashki. People streaming in from all directions. They stand now at the crossroads of the town's fate.
People of Rayashki, my dear friends, good day to you all. Over the past 2 days, Zeno has assessed the potential risks and benefits in the area and held hearings on what should be done about the future of this town. Our hearings saw very limited attendance. We've taken that to be a gesture of approval. Mr. Evgeny has put in a great effort helping to make these changes happen. We all owe him a great deal. Thank you, sir.
He motions to Evgeny at his side. A freshly printed document unfurls before all present, Zeno's seal stamped deliberately in a most prominent position.
Please believe that we have made the best decision we could for you. We all know the runium here has run dry, and the land has been exhausted of all further material wealth. Now and into the foreseeable future.
Also, what does it say? Zeno's initiatives for Rayashki.
As a result, your local processing factory has lost its intended purpose. What's more, Zeno has changed our cooperation strategy. Though your town's loyalty will never be forgotten, we must have a sober-minded view of its costs and benefits. To sum up, our final decision is that we will be ending operations and all future cooperation between Zeno and Rayashki.
Why the sudden mic and giant boomboxes? A heavy hammer swings in the square, producing a whistling wind.
Well, Mr. Bertolt, you have just got here. Perhaps you didn't have enough time to get to know us well enough. Rayashki's value is not just in our runium. We have many other factories too.
Urgent words of protest flood in from all sides.
Yes, you have a brick factory, a power plant, many forklifts, a smattering of conveyor belts. But all these were all built and suited for only the processing of runium ore. Without the ore, they simply have no benefit to us.
The crowd murmurs, voices bubbling up and simmering like boiling water. Bertolt wraps the table, ending the broil.
Now that you have full knowledge of the situation and our intentions, we want to assure you that your loyalty has not been forgotten. So we have generously prepared 2 choices for the future of Rayashki.
The assembly hushes.
Firstly, Zeno believes that you have many valuable qualities. The determination and skills you've shown in the past year of our cooperation have proved that your people can be a great asset to us.
Zeno's initiative for Rayashki Plan A. Bertolt scans across the faces looking back at him.
Indeed. Many of you already meet the entrance requirements to join Zeno. Therefore, on behalf of Zeno Arms Academy, I wish to extend a heartfelt invitation to you.
Join the army!
Leave Rayashki, join us, and work for one of our other branches as members of Zeno.
What are you saying? You want us to abandon our home for some promise of a job?
Calm down, Mr. Knut. This is not about abandoning your home. It's about joining us in our efforts to contribute to world peace through a more optimized allocation of manpower.
So you're just going to pack us all up and ship us away to work for Zeno?
You misunderstand, madam.
He closes the folder, looking conspicuously towards the children beside Windsong.
Every year, Zeno dismisses 4% of our employees because they failed to pass our rigorous work reviews. And the number of our colleagues that are killed in the line of duty is even larger still. Working for Zeno is a privilege, not a gift. That's why only a small number of you will be allowed to come and work for us. What? Now, According to Article 58 in the section on protection of Arcanist rights signed at the Event Horizon Convention, we will provide basic supplies for any residents who haven't been offered a position with Zeno. They will be transferred immediately to the nearest relief station until our social workers contact them for further arrangements.
Also, what was that again? At the Event Horizon Convention. Okay.
So then, you're suggesting you will send our children and elderly away to some kind of refugee station? And the rest of us must go to work for Zeno without any questions? Pridurak! This is total rubbish!
Oh, okay. He waves off, then pushes aside a Zeno soldier in front of him.
Sir, please lower your voice.
Well, you would be glad to know that your work experience in particular is valuable to Zeno, Mr. Knut.
He attempts to pat on Knut's shoulder, who shrugs him off. But Bertolt acts entirely unfazed, unfolding the document further.
If you're not interested in our first plan, we have another.
Oh good, that one can only be better, right? Plan B.
If the residents in the area prove reluctant to relocate, Zeno can offer another alternative. As stated earlier, Rayashki is a remote town that possesses some significant industrial infrastructure. Therefore, it could be considered an ideal location for a new complex of arms factories.
Okay. A military factory, essentially, okay.
There would be a need to substantially upgrade the Rayashki Wharf to turn it into one of the seaports Zeno plans to build across the globe. Additionally, a radio station will be constructed within the town, which will better facilitate our communication throughout the Arctic region so as to stabilize and coordinate with the other powers in the area. We will now be passing out forms, listing the options I've presented. Please fill them in with your choice.
So your only other option is to turn Rayashki into some kind of military base under Zeno's control?
Yep, pretty much.
I won't put it so bluntly, but you're not incorrect.
It's like either you get relocated and you work for the military, or you keep the place where you are and keep on living there, but you will still very rigorously work for the military. And we will turn your home into a military base. That's great.
Our resources, as much as anyone's, are limited, and they must be put to good use. We cannot afford to waste them on strategically useless, costly people and places.
No, continue the first sentence, buddy.
If you want Zeno to help you, you should be able to give us something in return. Don't you agree?
He folds the proposal again with satisfaction. The crowd heaves in protest, held at bay by the soldiers around Bertolt.
So Yevgeny, this is the best choice you made for all of us?
I must speak in Mr. Evgeny's defense. He is committed to his duty, and only wishes to do what he can for his compatriots.
Shameless! All you've done is sold us out!
You tell them, Knut!
Do you think it's getting a bit windy lately? Clearly, with all the hot air in Evgeny's head, his mind has been blown away.
Countless eyes fall on Evgeny. Disappointment, sadness, perhaps something more complex. Yeah, he knew what he was getting into.
I swear to you, I'm not doing this out of my own interest. Comrades, there are many better places in this world, and you have better purposes to fulfill. You shouldn't waste your time here.
The bear of a man puffs up with anger.
Let's all calm down, my friends. It's time to be reasonable. Think carefully. Zeno has been very generous regarding the offers before you.
He readies himself, as if about to launch into a grand prepared speech, but his hand trembles. A chill wind sweeps over him.
Generous? Now that's ridiculous. We won't let you take away our family and friends, nor we're about to let you turn our town into a puppet state.
We will stay here, no matter what.
Comrades, I understand how you feel right now. But we must face the cruel reality of our situation.
And you're willing to send away our own people, or give up on all we've built here because of this so-called reality?
It is the only way forward. If we continue to stay here without any help, it will be the end of us either way.
Do we have to turn to Zeno for this help?
Evgeny fails to react at first, but a defeated expression comes over him.
The truth is, just as Rayashki's economy has been dependent on Runium, we remain dependent on Zeno. Without them, at the present rate of consumption, we will be out of supplies and materials within a year.
This is what I was saying at the beginning, that these types of towns, if they don't actually prepare for the future to sustain themselves in any kind of way, they will suffer, or they will just disappear. And this is kind of this whole case of they had one contact essentially, which is Zeno, that was supplying them with stuff and helping them with stuff. But yeah, Zeno was only interested as long as there were resources, and the moment resources were gone, Zeno still sees the people there and they can just use them for whatever, because these people are now fully dependent on them. Because they in turn did not try to, in any shape or form, branch out to maybe other organizations or countries or people to have a plan B, a plan C, a plan D maybe even. Ugh. A silent tidal shift sweeps over those assembled. The researcher observes the change with harsh recognition.
The situation looks bad.
Oh yeah.
Zeno is determined to gain control over this place.
She touches the unsealed letter. Her fingers jump away as if it had been electrified.
But if I complete the task as Zeno requested, does it mean?
Bertolt's words echo in her ears.
I will shatter their dream? And what about my dream?
Oh, you are at the crossroad as well. The words stick in her throat.
Did the people who refuse to acknowledge the study of ley lines act out of the same self-interest? I've seen this happen so many times before. A simple dream is made to face a cruel reality, where the clever ones give up and leave, and the stubborn fools remain, waiting to be crushed. We asked for our misery.
She turns, her mixed feelings refusing to settle. The wall of soldiers has suppressed most of the dissent in the square, but still some bravely charge forward.
Wait! I'm not finished!
Oh, Bertolt dismisses her with his hand as he leaves the stage.
But I am Miss Vila.
The researcher remains stunned, but this potent chemistry of hope and resolve begins to catalyze something in her.
Sir, with all due respect, I can't complete this task alone. As an ordinary researcher, I can relate to them. Please, forgive me for interrupting.
She lifts her head proudly, looking out in the direction of the crowd.
I have heard so much about Rayashki these days. They started from nothing, but bit by bit they accomplished the impossible. Their voice should be heard. Природа — это числа и черты.
Oh. The soil and snow under her feet become imbued with new life, rising up around her. They clamp onto military boots and surge up into gun barrels. Oh, Jesus! Hold on. Plunging them up in a comical fashion. The teacher seizes on this opportunity. She climbs over the wall of confused soldiers and charges forward.
Mr. Bertolt, we can't hold them any longer.
The way that guy sounds. Oh, we can't hold them any longer. Mr. Bertolt. Mr. Bertolt. Oh. What was that soldier voice? Oh, what the shit is this? Prototype turret? Zeno support guard? Zeno polar guard. Okay, turret. A state-of-the-art guard turret from Zeno Arms Academy. It ensures safety and maintains strict order, serving as a stabilizer in any situation. Support guard, a combatant affiliated with the Zeno Arms Academy. There are many ways to use weapons, the last common of which is firing. Polar Guard, a soldier from the Zeno Arms Academy sent to the polar regions. They are known for their discipline, endurance and sturdy military jackets as they trek through biting winds and snow in silence. What do you have? Collaborative assault? Ballistic adjustment? Piercing projectile. The previous guy... Probably the same stuff. Yep. Turret. Optimum angle? Kinetic weaponry. Suppressive fire. That makes sense. Alright.
I have all the essentials for writing poetry. You, me, and our opponent.
A literal gun turret. Oh, you can't use Moxie? Interesting. Interesting for you guys. Interesting and very sad for you guys.
Stay behind me. Be careful.
Are they gonna die in one hit? Oh, actually not.
Idealismo, vuelos de fantasía, patrones ocultos.
This last guy. About to get nuked.
Más allá del concepto mundano del tiempo. En la acumulación de laberintos. Suéltalo todo una vez más.
Overkill? Yes.
Case closed. I'll be sure to write a report and put it on your table.
The report only says complete annihilation. Their conflict ceases. Scaly palms forcefully grab Bertolt's arm, sharp nails tearing at its sleeve.
Now, will you listen to me?
A clean new ledger is stuffed into Bertolt's hands.
We don't need your help. Your soldiers and your tyranny are no longer welcome here.
Oh, damn the music right now. Vila turns around to face her people.
Comrades, what do you say? Shall we solve the problem with the strength of our own hands and hearts?
Oh boy.
What else can we do? This is what we've always done when there was a problem.
There will be more solutions than problems if we work together.
If I must die, I will die here with all of you.
This is a very unified people.
Stop talking nonsense, you idiot! Nobody is going to die.
Rayashki belongs to all of us. We will stand with it till its last moment.
The sudden surge of conviction and unity cows the guards as they move backwards. Many blush with shame. Some of them quietly withdraw. Damn.
Huh. They might say they're just ordinary people. But they are so brave and noble.
Yeah? Is it inspiring you? Probably is. She is definitely feeling pushed by these people to do more. Alright. Well, the people have a plan C. Essentially. Okay. The Ley Hunter. Okay. So this is where she's gonna start to do something, I guess? On sleepless nights, she counts the stars alone. Children's Square. A lonely researcher aimlessly paces through Rayashki's square. The town's cold wind clearly cannot smooth the wrinkles of her brow. I mean, a cold wind will only make you wrinkle even more.
Could I really have traded the future of these people away from my ley line studies?
Whoa, what is with a sudden reverb? Is this the way of treating her inner voice?
Zeno. I was a mule chasing after a carrot on a stick. They lured me here all so I could help ruin everything.
Her voice bursts up from her chest.
You seem to be in a good mood.
We taught Zeno a lesson. They were forced to leave with their devil's bargains and tails stuck behind them. We fought back, finally.
A nice little trick that was. Thank you, Comrade Windsong.
She smiles at Windsong, giving her a wink.
We all know who the mysterious hero was that gave us a helping hand.
I didn't do anything.
It's no shame to have helped your friends, not to mention to stand up to Zeno. Have more confidence in yourself, Comrade Windsong.
Have confidence. No confidence. Sorry.
But will you really gain anything from this fight?
Not sure. But we'll have to do something, right? That's why I'm here.
That's why I'm here, huh?
Talk to me?
Or did she mean that in general?
I don't know why, but Miss Vila, you must have thought too much of me. In fact, I'm only a simple researcher. I'm not powerful enough to change Zeno's decision.
You are the one thinking too much, Comrade Windsong. Your ley line lessons were much more popular than you think. They have had a positive effect on the children. Now they are looking at the bigger picture and observing the world in a more detailed way. You've unleashed their curiosity. Is the aurora the bubbles spit out by the stars? They form such a beautiful map. Do they study ley lines too?
Vila feigns distress, shaking her head with a pretended childlike confusion.
But it remains the case that the study of ley lines has never been verified. For all its ambitions, only a limited number of people studied it in the past decades, and that number is decreasing even now.
Vila nods thoughtfully. No.
What you're looking at is not some skin problem, but my past. My past as a Rusalka.
Ah, that's what she is. Okay. We had this discussion before, I think, at some point in the Let's Play about Rusalkas. Right.
Rusalka? You mean the mermaid from folklore?
Yeah.
My people used to live in a far secluded place in the north, away from the humans. For hundreds of years, there was only hostility, plunder, and slaughter between us and them. We only started to learn more about each other in the last few decades. And then, I was born. It's been a hard life growing up within human society, but I've become used to it. Still, some things never got easier. most humans still thought I was a freak. They welcomed me with mocking, sarcasm, and contempt for my people, my heritage. As for the Rusalki, they too found a half-blooded mermaid unacceptable. They didn't approve of my living among the humans, forcing me to live as a fugitive in Moscow and St. Petersburg.
Half-blooded. It was a nauseating term, one separating the Rusalki from the scaleless humans who had stolen their homeland. An ancient myth that was the source of the enduring hatred between Rusalki and humans.
They tried to catch me by every means possible, so they could wash away the stain they saw in me.
That sounds very difficult.
Humans have stigmatized and hunted the Rusalki for centuries, while Rusalki still have the instinct to attack and plunder human ships even now. How are they supposed to make peace in such little time? That was what I thought years ago. Then I came to this town.
She surveys the white land. The unifying cover of snow removes all distinctions, differences, and flaws.
A wonderful world where humans and Rusalki could live in peace. I was finally convinced. In Rayashki, everyone can make contributions with their skills, whether you are a human, a Rusalka, or a ley line researcher. I don't mean to give you more stress or push you. You will always be our friend, whatever your choices. But this is not an unreachable dream. It's real.
A familiar phrase wells up inside her again, conjured from a long silenced past. She's getting definitely very attached to this place. Oh! School of Ley Lines. Well, that is an image. A happy Windsong. Oh boy. The accompanying characters do have quite the detail done to them. Okay. The girl, then much thinner and more stubborn than now, couldn't help but cheer. The other ley hunters failed to take notice as they combed through their scattered papers.
The editor of the environmental research agreed to publish our report, finally! But he only gave us 5,000 words.
Oh boy.
On the last few pages. Undoubtedly, it's still a good start. Our first step to reviving the study of ley lines.
Windsong beams with excitement, clumsily sprawling over the table to select from their papers with care. Dull, dry theories shine anew, bright and vivid in her eyes. A table of twinkling stars. Yet these stars must shine against an all-consuming field of darkness.
That's it, I give up. Maybe I'll study something else, like urban planning or landscape design.
Oh boy.
At least I can make a living that way.
And there goes the first guy. Windsong remains buried in her heap of books and manuscripts, oblivious to the laws.
The study of ley lines is outdated. Everyone agrees now that it can't be verified by science. This whole study was a dead end. Ley lines are only a baseless theory of Arcanum.
There goes the second one. The old papers on the table filled with nothing more than nonsense and wasted ink. At least that's how the world received it.
I tried talking about our study of ley lines with other Arcanists, but almost no one has ever heard of it. They are more interested in Laplace's breakthroughs, or anecdotes in their own fields, like the chaotic energy sampling mentioned in the paper written by the Butterfly of Lorentz.
Butterfly of Lorentz? Uh-huh. And now she's alone. The stars have dimmed.
So, maybe it is an unreachable dream?
Maybe not so. A A long moment of wistful distraction falls back into reality. After much hesitation, she begins to speak again.
I do wish I could help, but...
Funny. Her own past and how she's stubborn about her own ley line work is very, very in tune with how the people are about her home city here.
It would take a lot of resources to verify the theory behind ley lines. There may be even danger and sacrifice. Even Zeno has paid little attention to my research. They only see it as a means to an end. Researchers in other fields can stand on the shoulders of giants, while I don't even have a school to return to. I doubt that the study of ley lines will help you much.
She retreats a few steps back.
I see. Well, thank you for your honesty, Comrade Windsong.
Vila looks away, holding the regret deep in her chest.
I'm sorry.
До скорой встречи.
I'll see you soon.
До встречи, Vila.
She bows her head and turns, taking a few more difficult steps away. Perhaps it was her unattainable dream of revival that slowed her, or the weight of all that had gone wrong.
Wait! Comrade Windsong!
A burst of light leaps toward her once more.
Don't forget your next lesson. The children are still waiting.
Aww.
But the town is...
The town is, yes, don't forget the kids.
Life must continue, comrade. We can't let our worries stop us.
Okay.
Yep, that's that's a good attitude. That's a very good attitude. Life continues. Alright. Yeah, there are definitely a lot of parallels between how Windsong is and how the town is themselves as well. Alright. The night train. Hey, back at school. The train chugs along, leaving no stragglers behind. As the chalk marks its final stroke, the lecturer exhales a long breath. That is a school bell.
Class is over. Thank goodness I still remembered the basic premises of ley lines in biology. Feel free to ask me any questions. Cheer up, little ones. There won't be any exams for this subject.
She offers a hesitant joke to ease the awkwardness of the class. But their usual playful responses never emerge. They might be kinda down in the dumps because of the atmosphere in the city. She turns to face a class that must be bored, asleep, maybe distracted. She's met instead by clear and focused eyes.
Miss Windsong, are you going to dig up those potatoes alone again?
Oh.
Is there anything we can do to help you? Miss Vila said we will work together to beat the critters out there. That we will find their weakness as long as we finish the map with you.
Just like how you taught us to. Kikirin are not dangerous at all. They are plant-eating critters and pose little threat to humans.
I have ropes, flowers, and white gloves. We will dig up a lot of potatoes together. Piotr is strong. He can move any rocks that are in our way. Nina can prepare a kettle of warm water for everyone. And...
The children's voices rise and fall. What began as icy determination soon melts into a cascade of sobbing tears. Aww.
I'm sorry, little ones. I wish I could verify all the theories we've been working on, but...
She affixes Rayashki's LEY energy map to the blackboard, circling an empty void.
As you can see, a critical part is missing. It might take months to finish it. Besides, there may be even more dangerous critters in that area.
Then the town will become the witch's new castle. Or perhaps an empty castle.
Uh-huh. Her attempt to turn the mood again falls flat. A merciful bell rings out the dreary topic like a dirge. Thankfully, the next teacher arrives swiftly to relieve her.
Quiet, children.
She holds her gaze firm, sweeping over the assembled children.
Wipe your tears and cheer up. Our Rayashki will stand strong.
Really?
But what are you going to do?
Windsong is taken aback at first, then contemplating the possibilities, she delicately weighs her words.
Vila, I hope you aren't seriously considering Zeno's...
Of course not. They might try, but we will never give in. No matter what, for now, we must find a way to protect our town. We will need a shelter from these creatures. We've all decided to stay.
Huh. The curtains part, and sunlight pours in from outside.
Look outside, children. Each and every one of us is doing what we can to hold our town together.
A newt's factory is spitting out puffy bubbles?
The workers are going to transform the abandoned factories into something useful. They're cleaning the ore and debris there. Not an easy job. After that, we will start new production lines and cooperate with the surrounding cities. We will grow potatoes, breed fish, and make canned food. We will find our strength together.
There we go.
Are we putting makeup on the factories? We can paint their faces and put beautiful garlands on them. So, what is Mr. Patrick doing? Everyone's waiting in line. Is it the Teen Hat Festival again?
I'm sorry, Avgust. I think we will have to live without our tin hats and Comrade Blinchik for a long time. They are signing on to a reform of our rationing. To transform our factories, we need to cut down the budget for the canteen.
Oh, thank you for your sacrifice, Comrade Blinchik.
Of course.
You deserve a medal and some chocolate.
Look! The bulldozers are tearing down those houses.
Yes. We all agreed to exchange some of our living space for more land to grow food.
The children crowd the window, silent but beaming with pride, as if paying tribute. Windsong follows Vila's narrative to its conclusion. Damn. What a strong community.
The price is much higher than it first seemed. Is it worth it?
Of course. You cannot find what we have here in Zeno's barracks or in a relief camp. You can't find it anywhere in the world. Think about the old comrades and the babies. They're the past and the future of Rayashki. How could we leave them behind or subject them to Zeno's whims?
Mechanical sounds from outside carry across the snow from afar, as if the land itself is calling.
No one shall ever be abandoned in Rayashki.
I think people out there would be envious if they saw what you are doing here.
She doesn't press further.
We really aren't doing anything so special. We're only doing our job, our duty to one another.
Her scales and spines have risen, though whether it's a sign of pride or fear, she can't say.
There are lots of conflicts out there. Conflicts like the one between humans and Rusalki. like the ones that mocked the study of ley lines and dissolved our school. They did so simply because it might take from their funds or steal their glory. Everyone forever building walls just to keep separated from each other. Hoarding whatever they could get their hands on. Then they blame the aftermath, the harm they do to others on cruel realities. Cruel reality. It seems to be everyone's mortal enemy, the cause of all suffering, war, greed, the perfect excuse to never care.
Her voice trails into a mutter.
But things are different in Rayashki. They took me in unconditionally when I came here, and they stayed friendly for a week, a month, a year, and even now. So naturally, it became my dream too. Everyone here shares a beautiful dream. A dream that we can work and enjoy life together. That someday, there will be no more conflicts between people or worries about tomorrow. That everyone will be able to work to achieve their passions, whatever field they wish to pursue. A utopia. It's not just a way of life for now, but the future we're always trying to reach. I've spread the study of ley lines in Rayashki, along with its potential.
Rayashki is becoming like the center point in the whole world for ley line study. Just gonna be producing one ley line researcher after another into the future at this point. A simple invitation catches Windsong's eye, with dense, messy signatures filling every possible space.
They showed great interest. The study tells us about the secrets that could lie beneath the earth after all. Perhaps it will bring hope to Rayashki.
That's a lot of signatures.
But I'm not one of you.
You taught the children something new, and you helped us explore our town's potential. Didn't you? Everyone here is more than happy to help you. You know, Comrade Knut has been boasting about the assistance he was able to provide for your studies. And many others are envious. They want to help you too. More importantly, you already have a group of curious students here willing to study your theory.
Well?
Now, allow me to ask you again, Comrade Windsong. Would you hold a lecture on ley lines for all the citizens of Rayashki?
Even though my research doesn't have any endorsements or achievements?
Of course. Perhaps we can be the first to endorse it, after your lecture.
Oh, good God.
You're being far too obvious in your recruitment tactics.
Hey, it's working. Vila smiles, ignoring her faint protest.
The world is not a beautiful place. Poverty, privilege, egoism, exclusivism, so many problems. But that doesn't mean it can't get better in the future. Perhaps the experiment we're doing in Rayashki now will become the symbol of a better future. A new world where all races and ideas can coexist. Well, of course it may fail and end up a ruin.
Damn, this town is really forward-thinking. Damn.
But at least we've tried.
She watches Vila standing proudly, as if gazing at a great ship bound for distant shores. Venturing all, never shrinking back.
We love our home, and we're ready to devote our lives to it.
I can't shake the feeling you're inviting me aboard a leaky boat that could sink at any moment.
Maybe, Comrade Windsong. But should we sink, remember your friend is a Rusalka, and we do well underwater.
Windsong blinks, half wondering if her new friend has gone mad. And finding it matters still that she is reaching out to solemnly accept the invitation. Hey, there we go.
What an honor.
Yep, She is part of the town hook, line, and sinker now. Oh, she is not gonna be letting go of this place that soon. Very cute. Alright. So long, Zeno! Well, they're telling Zeno to piss off. Good, I guess. Well, and before long, the snowfields were tranquil. No more? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I don't like the description of the stage at all. This is where the shit show begins. Oh, that's a lot of people all of a sudden in People's Square actually shown. The crowd has gathered together again. Huh? It is a familiar place, one she's visited in dreams before. This time, though, her watchers seem more curious than doubtful. Their eager eyes follow her every move.
Today, I'm going to introduce the study of ley lines and the progress of my research on the Rayashki.
Windsong takes a deep breath, pulling out a few pages of research notes. The pages are passed from hand to hand, stirring excitement.
Thanks to your help, I have finished a draft of the town's ley energy map, and I have confirmed the presence of many precious resources.
Through these colorful lines?
These lines and spots show us the state of local ley energy. Each color represents a different concentration of creatures or minerals. Simply put, this area covered in frozen earth and frost contains many rich resource veins. These gray marks symbolize them. They are located in most of the corners of the map, all of them outside of town.
Oh, maybe that's why Grandpa said we couldn't grow anything here in the beginning. They eventually solved that problem by importing rich blacktop soil for our fields.
As for the runium you've mined to make a living, look at the dark gray marks. According to the map, they are becoming increasingly scattered and faint, so it can be hard to see them. Besides resources, we can also find concentrations of different creatures using the map. The navy blue marks represent the Kikirn, while the aqua green ones represent the mutant Kikirn from the wharf. They feed on plants, and you can find their traces in many corners of the town. The red-brown marks are the Kikituks, an aggressive species. They're vicious by nature and prey on just about anything arcane they can find, even other creatures.
I feel as though my head is going to explode from all this new information. Can you explain a little simpler for this old workhorse, Comrade Windsong?
This guy.
Of course.
She proudly produces a small handful of fluff.
This sample comes from a Kikituk in the mine. I took it with Mr. Yevgeny's help.
Yes, Evgeny? You did something?
Seems like just a normal piece of fluff, no matter how I look at it.
Yes, and in most people's eyes, it's nothing more than that. But in a ley hunter's eyes, it reveals a great deal of information. The navy blue marks and the red-brown ones seem to mix together, and there are also dark gray ones popping out among them. So, it looks like our Mr. Kikituk ate well. Perhaps he had a kikin soup with a runium-flavored kefir.
Looks like these critters have realized our dream long before we could.
But what about those black marks? If my memory serves me right, the map you just showed us had those black marks too.
Yes, but they don't match any creature or resource we know.
Well, that's the unknown resource.
I believe it represents a new kind of resource.
Oh. Well, where is it then?
The other resident. The mood has intensified, residents clamoring around to see.
We can only find the answer in this area here.
You mean in the depths of the mine?
Windsong gives a slow affirmative nod.
The ley energy is emanating from there. Afterwards, it flows throughout the food chain, passing through all kinds of creatures and materials before eventually returning to its source. Then our new resource is probably somewhere there.
So we need to find it. Then we won't have to put up with Zeno anymore.
The audience sparks up. Rippling murmurs turn into a burst of questions and excitement.
But do you have any other proof?
I just hope that people are not gonna get too riled up from this information and just storm the mine altogether, and then shit happens and they get buried inside. He lays out his hands as if expecting Windsong to put something there.
Of course. Remember the critter you found in the mine, Mr. Knut?
Yes. You said it was called, Hoitu.
Hoituk, a subspecies of Kikituk. They live underground and feed on minerals.
That was around the time we had begun to run out of rhodium.
Is that so? But they were still there. Perhaps even more active than usual. That could only mean they were attracted by some other mineral or energy source, right? And even though I didn't find any further Hoituks during my research, I did find the Olga mutants, one of their close relatives. Since they are social creatures, my discovery must prove the presence of some of these Hoituks, even if we cannot find them yet.
The surrounding cheers swell again, prompting Evgeny to clear his throat.
But in the end, this is all just conjecture. Are we really going to waste all our time and money on your assumptions? Or can you prove it's something more than conjecture?
I would call it a preliminary conclusion.
But could it be endorsed by any authorities or proven theories?
I mean, just go there and check the thing out.
So far, no.
So then it is little more than a fairy tale. Am I right?
Like, I know that there are critters in the mines and everything else, but I'm quite sure that a smaller team that kind of just stealths and sneaks around them could maybe check out the mine deeper in and see what the shit is happening.
I admit, it's a gamble.
Evgeny's now infamous brow furrows once more.
It's never easy to dig, you know. And Zeno has already withdrawn all their own equipment. All we have left in Ryashki are some outdated machines.
Time to play Minecraft, get the pick.
Besides, Miss Windsong mentioned the critters. Maybe their presence there is some kind of proof, but they are themselves a danger. It is obvious that there will be many more critters there than near the town. And you would have us waste time, perhaps even sacrifice our comrades, to pursue what could just be a fairy tale?
I mean, the energy is coming from somewhere, buddy. There's something there. He advances closer step by step. Windsong's mouth opens silently, the look on her face far too familiar. Ooh, that hit into my ears, what the hell. The moment before the collapse of Leyline Academia. Yes, that is the look. The suffocating weight of questions and regrets.
There is no doubt the cost is simply too high. Who would be foolish enough to dig some holes in the wild just to see if there are critter bones in them?
Archaeologists? Our sounds of laughter come from everywhere and nowhere all at once.
The answer is very clear. We don't need new kind of geography mixed with arcane. Let's save everybody some trouble. Conclusion. The application for Project Ley Line should be rejected.
Agreed. Even cranks can apply for research funds nowadays.
She staggers back, bumping into something solid. Oh? A A strange yet familiar, cool sensation lands on her shoulder. Vila stands behind her.
Keep moving, Comrade Windsong. Keep moving. The people of Rayashki don't back down in the face of their problems.
Vila is such a cheerleader.
Whatever it is, we can fix it together, right?
I approve of Comrade Windsong's proposal.
Me too! Her surging ship launches forward, plowing through stubbornness and doubt. Never looking back.
That's right. This is not a gamble or a fairy tale.
Her hands tremble as she opens her backpack.
Here's a ley line simulator. It can simulate the creatures on the ley energy map, so we can do further analysis.
Is it able to simulate the critters too?
Certainly. Simulating critters is lesson 1 in the ley line textbook. We can use the simulation to carry out targeted training against the critters.
Looks like the study of ley lines is more organized than I thought.
Congratulations, Comrade Windsong. You will have the manpower you need.
Damn. Windsong turns as more and more fists are raised into the air.
Turn it on, comrade!
We can't wait!
Deep breath, a glance to confirm that all is ready. Then... click. Look at her standing there proud. Oh. That's a Kikituk. A simulated one. Yevgeny instinctively positions himself in front of everyone.
It's like digging the mine all over again.
That was the biggest achievement of my life.
Let's do this, comrades. Digging like this is no easy work.
They roll up their sleeves, pressing forward confidently. Hey. Well, am I fighting Kikituks? Oh yes, I am. Kikituks projection, that is. Oh, I see what they're doing with this. Are they like giving the townspeople like an opportunity to test their metal against simulated versions of critters? A projection of Kikituk by the LEY simulator. The lines reveal its composition: water, dust, the exhilaration of teeth slicing through fiber, and the gratification of food being consumed. Glutton incarnate, yeah, voracious devourer, greedy gobble. Yeah.
Field check complete. Move carefully.
Ooh, that's a neat little effect. Alright, time to...
Please stay behind me.
delete them. Ah, yes, gone.
Case closed. I'll be sure to write a report and put it on your table.
Whew! That was one powerful blow.
Knut is not wrong. The square is now packed by groups of disheveled workers, resting after their rigorous exertion. Windsong's back is soaked, and her simulator creaks with stress.
I think we can draw our conclusions now.
The old bench groans beneath her boots as she nimbly propels herself onto its narrow back.
Everyone, we have to admit, this is going to be a risky operation, but it's also our last chance to protect our land and our people. We must explore the mine. There will be danger. Yes, some of us may get hurt, but we may also find this new resource and save our Rayashki. For you, for me, for everyone.
There is no cheer that rises to meet her. The only thing audible now is the distant sea breeze buffeting the shore.
We can already expect that critters have occupied the mine. We'll just have to work together to drive them away. We dug this mine with our own machines once, and we'll do it again. This is how we've made it so far.
The crowd rises, pulling in together. Windsong looks up and outward.
However old they are now, they will always be our children, right? Yuri, you're good at the assembly, huh? Nikita, you're gonna be busy with the engines. Valeria, we need you for the screws.
More and more stars light up. They outshine the twinkling snow. This is a great little place. What a robust people. Damn. How would that saying go? They don't make them like they used to. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay. That's very nice. Okay, they're moving towards the mine now. The future we choose. Flower Boy has to be everywhere. Avgust has to be everywhere, doesn't he? The future we choose, moving from one reality to another. Uh-huh. Let's see. Days later. Oh, we're skipping ahead. Children's Square. That's
Miss
a
Vila,
snowman there.
They've been doing strange things.
Strange?
Father took out a lot of old books, and he spends most of his time looking over his blueprints now. He said they will be the key to saving the town. Shame I can't read those books or help with anything.
My dad was acting strange too. He started fiddling with the bottles from under his bed again. But Mom didn't scold him this time. She even took out some of her treasures from the cabinet.
Uh-huh.
Reindeer horn, noisy birch sap, golden teeth seal whiskers.
Uh-huh.
Dad said his potions would keep everyone energetic for a whole day.
Mmm.
Even Mr. Miser took out his wand from the safe box.
The children cluster around Vila, pleading for answers. Vila is about to speak when hurried laboring footsteps interrupt her.
Move, kids.
Oh, that's Patrick? Wait, I was making jokes with the Patrick Star voice. Why does he actually sound like Patrick Star all of a sudden? Move, kids.
Good luck, Comrade Vila.
What the shit? I was joking when I was making that voice up for him. Regrettably, his march cannot proceed, as he's now become the children's newest focus.
Mr. Patrick, are you doing strange things too?
The book bag on his shoulder cannot elude the children's scrutiny. It is not a cookbook he carries, but something far weightier.
How to use and maintain model A050, operation manual of model Succa 1562.
I love that she said Succa instead of in the English CK. Yes.
These dusty books, they look older than me.
These old friends are our textbooks.
Do adults take exams too?
Yes. Yes. God, this is one of those things that kind of when you're in a school you don't think about it, but it becomes a bit more, you become aware when you're an adult that yeah, exams will never go away. There's always gonna be some exam in your life for something. Oh God.
We're doing something far more important than exams, kids. We haven't used these old fellas since Zeno brought the new ones. Most of our comrades don't know how to operate them. Now is the time to put them back into use. Comrade Knut has been teaching us how to use these outdated technologies.
That's right. All the adults have been divided into many groups. Knut is leader of the engineering group, and Pasono's uncle is in the investigation group, while Nina's father has joined the potion group.
This is a very funny concept actually to think about for reality as well, because people who study, I don't know, electronics, like modern day electronics, do actually struggle when they have to repair some old day electronics, because stuff has changed over time, and making it work, especially with how different stuff was working when it was slower and more rudimentary. Yeah, that's a reality.
All of them take part in the creator combat training at dusk every day, and we share our combat experience with each other. And everyone is working hard to explore the mine.
The children burst into questions, seeking the current whereabouts and activity of every single adult they can think of.
We will be able to live on our own without Zeno!
Miss Vila, I want the town to be proud of me too. Is there anything that we can do?
Also, I love it when the kids get excited, like they get like the little stars and sparkles in their eyes.
I have lots of metal toy trains. Can we make components out of them? They can spin and whistle like a minecart.
That's a great idea. I'm sure it will inspire everyone.
No, let them use mine first.
And shoot up among the children, each already volunteer.
Calm down, children. I know you want to do your bit, but our future needs you. Now your job is to study hard, so Rayashki can rely on you in the future. Understand?
Oh, what about Avgust? We can't find him.
Oh.
He'll be so sad if he doesn't get to have a job too.
Don't worry, Nina. He is helping the town in his own way.
Mm-hmm. He's with Windsong, isn't he? Abandoned mine. Kikituks.
Ears.
Ears? A gunshot sounds, and a Kikituk swiftly scurries away.
Whiskers?
What? What's happening? Is he like shouting out what he sees on the critters, and if it's a thing of, okay, not the one we're looking for, shoo it away? The boy is a conductor of a symphony of arms. Gunfire and noise of battle follow in the wake of the little sunflower's hands.
It's only been a few months. Can't believe the monsters have already occupied the whole place.
I wanna call him right now General Avgust.
Well, not a problem as long as we got our mischievous little comrade. He always knows exactly where they will come out.
Things wouldn't have gone nearly as smoothly without him.
Yeah, I have a dumb feeling that Avgust is just capable of sensing or even seeing the LEY energy, like, innately, compared to just other people who need to learn about this.
I would never have believed he could do this if Comrade Windsong hadn't endorsed him.
Never underestimate any of our comrades, big or small. Do I need to repeat that again?
Of course, Avgust is securely guarded, despite his dangerous mission.
Well done, Avgust. You protected everyone.
Protected? But I was just teaching our monster friends how to dance right. They are slow learners.
Avgust really just lives in his own world.
Yes, that's what we want you to do.
She struggles to match her words to her little friend's own imaginative interpretations.
A performance with the Kikituks.
Mm-hmm.
Your job is to tell which critter, which friend is dancing wrong. That's your talent, isn't it? Just like you showed us before?
Oh. But what if they dance right?
Yeah?
Then they deserve some Alenka chocolate, don't they?
This child. Indeed, for all those scattered, many more come slinking in behind them. They shadow every move, intent on repelling their intruders.
Comrade Sergian, our new friend is right beside your boots. I think he is hoping to kiss them. Will you dance with him?
What?
What?
Watch out!
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There is a critter. Is it a regular... Oh, what the shit? Oh, it's a pack. Kikituk pack. A pack of young Kikituk. Always chewing, gnawing, and sucking? Dude, their entire existence revolves around their mouths. Origin of gluttony. Feasting in turns. Evening feast. Yum.
May the flow take their souls to the sea in the north.
Kinda cute, but also terrifying. Yeah. Yeah.
Please
Yeah.
stay behind me.
Let's get rid of them. Nice. Already gone.
We've done a good job. Now, may I have a hand towel?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Back off!
Yevgeny surges forward, with white light piercing the last Kikituk's nostrils. Yevgeny pushes the carcass aside, allowing blood to drip onto the snow. He fixes intently on Windsong.
There are many more critters than we can deal with here. Many of us are injured. We must retreat.
Faint moans rise from a stretcher, bandages and bloodstains accumulating in a small mound of the snow.
We made the decision to come here together, Comrade Evgeny.
Newt, don't you dare die.
We are so close to the depths. We must not give up now.
I know everyone's wounded. But look how far we've gone. It's been worth it, don't you think?
This is all my fault. I'm sorry.
Don't be, Comrade Windsong. You've given us a workable plan and helped us recognize our little comrade's potential. No?
He ruffles Avgust's head.
He's only a child.
He's one of us, Comrade Evgeny. I will keep him safe.
Oh, I don't like this. I've been thinking this for a while now, but Knut is kinda raising death flags around himself. I'm terrified for this man.
We aren't just digging a mine now. If we manage to find this resource, no one will have to leave. And we can continue to live together, right?
Scattered applause bursts up like firecrackers until it becomes a thundering display. Rifles, refurbished and polished, rise in harmony with pickaxes and tools.
These wounds are nothing compared to the glory of our future.
Again, I think this is a foolish idea.
He says nothing else and turns to leave without looking back. This is a difficult spot he's in. Again, the whole theming of every side is stubborn in their own way. Evgeny in his way and the townspeople in there. Oh my god, there is actually something on the map blocking me from advancing? Holy shit, workshop area. The story begins with a melody that echoes through the airspace of the workshop, signaling the beginning of a new day. Lend a hand. Oh, is this the minigame of this side story? Workshop area. The sound of waves can be heard in the distance as workers navigate the only rows of cargo crates, convinced that hard work is the key to success. This pitch to partners with search skills to speed up the process. Okay, I don't think it matters who I'm sending out, so just here. The top 4. 20 seconds. Complete. Okay. Oh my god, a conch! Been a while since I've seen one of these. Walk faster. Resident 1. We should take these components to the appropriate comrade. With my years of experience in mining, I can assure you that they are still usable and will be put to good use. Maybe they contain traces of runium, explaining their pristine appearance. In these times of steel shortages, every little contribution counts. I imagine Comrade Vila is with the children right now, making sure they don't miss their lessons. Could it be that the miners have returned to the abandoned mine? Maybe we should take the shorter route to the hotel and let Comrade Evgeny investigate. Alright, let's do that. Shh, see those people walking in front of the hotel? Are they from Zeno? Let's not talk about them behind their backs. Yeah, I see them. Isn't Comrade Evgeny negotiating with Zeno? They must be looking for him. They left. It looks like Comrade Evgeny isn't there. We'll have to come back later. Tomorrow or the day after, perhaps. Honestly, this is not the way I want to leave this town. I still have the scars from shoveling snow on my legs, and we just fixed the windows at home. Who wants to leave just like that? But what Comrade Evgeny said was reasonable, and he is always truthful. You're afraid he'll hear you. We may be close to the meeting room, but I'm not afraid, or I wouldn't have made the decision to come here. We weren't afraid in the pioneer days either. What Comrade Vila says is exactly what everyone said back then. The town has been built, and we have been living here for a while now. Our days are not as hectic as they used to be, but it is invigorating to see the resurgence of the pioneer spirit after such a long time. Hey, alright. That's the attitude we need. If we walk a little faster, we can still make it back to work on time. Ah, okay. I was expecting the conch to be our good old conch, but that probably would not make sense here because we don't have our usual suspects in the story for this stuff. Okay, but I think this is where we're gonna stop for now, and next time we will be finishing this rest of this event and see how the story ends. Again, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to record this event, considering it's less than 4 days right now, but we'll see. We'll see how my time is gonna be over the next couple of days, considering the usual schedule and everything. Considering that the new patch is around the corner and everything, this will go into the reflections anyway, so it's not gonna be a long wait, even if I have to wait a day or two extra to finish up the story. But if so, maybe the next part is gonna be a tiny bit delayed if I don't have the time to record this before the timer runs out here for the menu. But we'll see when the day comes, right? But yeah, for now, this is where we're gonna stop and continue next time. But yeah, story so far is great. I love this little town and its atmosphere and everything, and how tightly knit the people are of this town. I hope it's not gonna backfire for them, because this is one of those things where the tight-knit camaraderie of a town could also backfire on them. But yeah, but overall I do get as well from where Evgeny is coming from. At least it feels like he's trying to just protect the town in his own way, because he fears that if people just stay here and keep their stubborn ways and everything, that's gonna be the ruination of the people that he so much cares about, essentially. So he just wants them to move away, even though what he's doing is quite damaging to the people themselves. And who knows what happens with the ones who cannot properly work for Zeno. Yeah. But yeah. And yeah, Vila is pretty much a cheerleader for the town. A spokesperson and a cheerleader. I I have a feeling, I don't know if it's gonna happen, but either she will replace Evgeny by the end of the story as like the town mayor or something, or she's gonna work hand in hand with Evgeny, like a consultant or something, or just a voice for the people. But yeah, we'll see. Also nice to see Windsong getting even more recognition for her work. This town really feels like it's just gonna become the center focal point of ley line studies, and maybe it's gonna finally be recognized as an actual study for the rest of the scientific world. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with the story. I'm excited to see how this is gonna end, and how it's gonna continue as well into Vila's story. And like I said earlier as well, once we're completely done with this whole stuff, the Zeno anecdote and everything, we're gonna jump straight into the 2.7 story. And as one of you also pointed out, the 2.7 patch is coming with a story that I have been waiting for to get a rerun, so I can go back to the main story after that one. So yeah, it's gonna be very exciting. It's gonna be very exciting. Story after story after story is gonna be probably the Let's Play for the time being. But yeah, anyway, like I said, this is where we're gonna round it up, and we will continue next time and see how it's gonna conclude. So for now, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did so, please consider leaving a like. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Leave a comment. Supports even more in the algorithm. And if you want to support me more directly, memberships are open. And as I always say, no video will be behind a membership. It's purely there for support for the channel and myself. Thank you very much to all the members already doing so. Much appreciated. And I hope you all have a fantastic day wherever you are. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.